She made this t-shirt that says, I Heart Aaron.
My week 2 predictions and previews. We start off with another very good football game in Thursday Night Football, and that is the Washington Commanders versus the Green Bay Packers, two teams that are going to be absolute powerhouses in the NFC heading down the line. The Washington Commanders led by Jaden Daniels, the Green Bay Packers led by Jordan Love, and two great head coaches dueling as well. Matt LaFleur, Dan Quinn, going to be a matchup to watch for sure. I got the Commanders in this game. I think they're both very good teams. I think it's going to be a very good matchup back and forth. I think there's going to be a lot to look out for. I think JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, is going to have another good game. Go Bill, go Bill. He's going to run that rock, and I believe they're going to defeat the Green Bay Packers on a big one in Thursday Night Football. And that's going to put the Commanders at 2-0 in the NFC. They're going to be on top of the East. They're going to be looking good, and I believe they're going to continue to roll and do what they're going to do over the course of the season. Speaking of the NFC East, here is a matchup inside the division, the second straight week that we have a matchup inside the division for both of these teams. The Cowboys had to play the Eagles. The Giants had to play those Commanders we were just talking about. And now they remain inside the division once again to start off the season. The Cowboys I have in this matchup over the Giants. And the reason for it is because I believe that Dak Prescott is going to have a really great year at the helm for the Cowboys. He got paid. CeeDee Lamb got paid a while ago. And these guys are all cooking. Plus, Javonte Williams is back to his rookie year form. I don't know what his offseason workout was. I don't know what that regimen was like. I don't know what they had him doing. But Javonte Williams in that Thursday Night Football game, 2 touchdowns, went down on the 2 opening drives for that Cowboys offense. Looked very, very good. I believe the Cowboys are going to spark on offense. I hope CeeDee Lamb goes off, wide receiver 1 in fantasy. So they're going to continue to just throw that rock, feed their guys, a lot of guys to feed on this roster for Dallas. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got George Pickens, you got Javonte Williams, you got some new guys, some rookies, Jadon Blue, you also have Jake Ferguson. We can keep listing on and on, but I believe the Cowboys are just going to be electric on offense, and they are going to stifle the New York Giants. Moving on down, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Seahawks looking to bounce back from their Week 1 loss against the 49ers, who aren't really that much of bums this season. They're going to be getting it back. They're going to be working from where they were last season. But enough with the Niners. We'll get to them. I believe the Seahawks are going to win this matchup. I believe Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to be an X factor this season for that Seahawks offense. I believe they're going to unlock him in ways that they've been trying to before, but now as the true wide receiver 1, he's going to get a big role in this offense. He's going to help them exponentially, and the Seahawks are going to put up a great offensive game over the Steelers, who are not going to be able to stop them. Moving on to the next game, a very similar story from the Seahawks-Steelers game. I believe the Rams are just going to go all over the Titans on offense. Titans are not going to be able to stop that Rams, Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua offense. And then that Cam Ward offense in the Titans is not going to be able to move it on the Rams defense. I believe it's going to be just an absolute domination, a splattering of the Titans, and the Rams are going to walk out of that Week 2 matchup with a big victory to move to 2-0 over 2 respectable opponents. The Buffalo Bills, I believe, we talked about a splattering. That's what it's looking like once again. But hey, it's a divisional matchup. The Bills-Jets play close from time to time. Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson look to have found a nice connection, reconnecting for the first time since college at Ohio State. But I believe that this Wyoming young man's pretty good at football, and he's going to find a way to keep up his success. They're going to keep winning. He's going to keep making plays. He's going to keep looking like his MVP self, and he's going to run all over this New York defense. The Bills get a big win. The New England Patriots. We obviously know I am a big Dolphins fan, but we are terrible. We stink. The New England Patriots with Drake May are a team that are rebuilding. They're a team that are finding their identity. Travion Henderson out of the backfield is going to be a monster once he starts taking over that true RB1 role. Ramondre Stevenson still has some dog left in him. This receiving core is not terrible. Stephon Diggs, they're going to continue to find guys to work into that rotation. Hunter Henry looked very respectable in that Week 1 matchup, finding Drake May and linking up on multiple occasions. And I believe the Patriots are going to do enough to hold off the Dolphins in this matchup, and they're going to find themselves a big Week 2 victory to get into the wins column for the first time this season. Then the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. It's still Week 2, so they're inside that Zach Taylor stink frame, but I believe they're going to break through, and they're going to be 2-0 throughout the first 2 weeks for the first time in Zach Taylor's tenure. They're going to defeat the Jaguars, who got a very nice win of their own against the Panthers in week 1, but I believe their time has come. Travis Hunter, Jaguar squad, is not going to be able to do all too much to stop the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe it's going to be an offensive clinic, and they're finally going to lock in and do what they've been trying to do throughout the course of the last couple years. And the Bengals get a big matchup and a big victory in week 2. The 49ers over the Saints, a team that's struggling immensely. Kellen Moore did not look terrible in their first matchup by any stretch of the imagination. Kellen Moore, the Saints team, they're figuring it out. They don't have a true QB1. Spencer Rattler, again, didn't look terrible. But the name of the game in the NFL is not to not look terrible. It's to win games, it's to be good, and it's to be effective as a unit. And I just don't believe the Saints are that effective, especially compared to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. Give me Christian McCaffrey, give me the 49ers, give me that unit, even without George Kittle, to beat the Saints in that matchup. And then we have the Ravens over the Browns. Not much thought behind this one. Lamar Jackson is going to put up 40 again. They are going to run all over that Browns defense, and they're not really going to have a response. And that offense I do not trust to get moving. I don't trust Joe Flacco to help them against that Ravens defense. It's going to be another splattering there for the Ravens. And then the Lions, a big bounce-back win after getting splattered their own by the Green Bay Packers. They face another division rival in the Chicago Bears. I believe they're going to do enough to hold them off. Caleb Williams, although they did look strong, Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Colston Loveland, all the guys, they did look very strong. I have the Detroit Lions getting back in the win column. And then the Denver Broncos, a team that's defense definitely helped carry them to that week 1 victory over the Tennessee Titans. But this is legit, probably the best. I'm going to take the probably out of that equation. The best defense in the NFL. Pat Surtain, all these guys. Nick Bonita, who's been a dog. He's going to continue to get better and better. And this squad is going to continue to work as a unit. They're going to get big stops, and they're going to slow down Daniel Jones immensely. I do not see the Colts scoring a touchdown on every single drive this game, and it's going to be a long one for Indianapolis. Denver, going to be a very good team. Going to be 2-0 in my predictions. And then the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota J.J. McCarthy-led Vikings, who got a big win over the Chicago Bears in Monday Night Football 2 nights ago. I believe another primetime game for J.J. It's going to be a good game. Really is. It's a battle of 2 second-year quarterbacks. Realistically, both of them that haven't had crazy experience time. J.J. obviously just made his first start, and MPJ took a couple games last season to step into this role. I really like Michael Penix. I believe he's going to continue to lead this squad. It appears Kyle Pitts finally found a quarterback that likes to throw to him consistently. So maybe everyone that was talking about Kyle Pitts at the number 101 for fantasy wasn't too delusional. Still delusional, but these Falcons and Kyle Pitts and Michael Penix and Drake London, who's questionable right now, I believe, and Bijan Robinson. I mean, the names go on and on. This is a legit offense this season. Raheem Morris has a squad to work with, and I believe that squad is going to get a big victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Moving on to the doubleheader of Monday Night Football, a great doubleheader at that, starting off with a wonderful matchup at 7 p.m. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Houston Texans, a team that got a big dramatic win against that squad of the Falcons we were just talking about, and then the Houston Texans team that lost to the Los Angeles Rams, who are very respectable this season. Two very good teams going at it, and once again, it's going to be a tough loss for the Texans. I believe the Buccaneers are as good as they want to be this year. Baker Mayfield in his 3rd year at Tampa looking to light it up once again. Emeka Egbuka looking to have another stellar game for his rookie season. Mike Evans looking to get back into the win column as a Buccaneer, looking to have his 12th consecutive 1,000-yard season, some crazy number along those lines, and I believe the Buccaneers are going to do enough to get it done over the Houston Texans, advancing to 2-0, the Texans falling to 0-2. Not too late to turn things around. It's only week 2. The Texans are going to be A-OK, mark my words. And then the 10 p.m. matchup. This game's going to end around midnight or 1 a.m., so I'm going to have to strap up on Monday night and really lock in. The Chargers versus the Raiders. And I personally, I have the Chargers in this matchup. I don't dislike the Raiders by any stretch of the imagination. I think Geno Smith is a perfect quarterback to lead that situation. I think Pete Carroll, having all of his guys in that coaching staff, I believe they're going to be a team that's a lot different from last season. They have Ashton Jeanty. They have a ton of other great names. Jacoby Myers, again, Brock Bowers, hopefully, who is taking it day to day since that knee injury. But I believe the Los Angeles Chargers, maybe Quentin Johnston comes out and drops 2 touchdowns again, but they will be a very solid squad and one that's going to walk away with this Week 2 matchup and advance to 2-0 over those Las Vegas Raiders. And how could I just realized that I skipped over the Panthers, Cardinals, and Eagles, Chiefs. I apologize, fans of all of those games. Don't even worry about it. I'm right here for you. The Panthers, I have getting a huge bounce back win over the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a team that snuck by those Saints, as we talked about. The Carolina Panthers are a team that dropped to the Jaguars in not so good fashion. They did not look good at all. They sort of got dropped off by those Trevor Lawrence-led Jacksonville Jaguars. They're looking to get back into the win column. I believe they're going to bounce back. They're going to find Tetairoa McMillan. Bryce Young is going to be clicking, and they're going to get the job done over these Arizona-led Cardinals. But I believe both of these teams have potential to be good down the line if they get things figured out. And then a big matchup, Super Bowl 59 rematch, the Eagles, the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And that is one of my main factors when deciding this game. I saw they were playing in Arrowhead, and I said, okay, the Chiefs are probably going to have that crowd to their dismay, and they are going to have that place rocking. It's going to be loud. They're going to get revenge for the Super Bowl, and they're going to play a great brand of football. Probably without Xavier Worthy with that dislocated shoulder, that friendly fire on Travis Kelce that we saw in Week 1, but they're going to be A-okay. They're going to put together the pieces. They're going to get it done. Marquise Goodwin, Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown is going to have a great game as he's going to step up in that wide receiver 1 spot with Xavier Worthy down, and the Chiefs are going to get a big win over the Eagles in Arrowhead. So that is my Week 2 slate, my predictions, and everything I believe is going to happen in the NFL for this upcoming week yet again. Thursday Night Football tomorrow night, the Commanders in a great matchup against the Packers. Cannot wait to watch that one unfold, and it's going to be absolute cinema. So I cannot wait to get this NFL Week 2 kicked off, and I also definitely cannot wait to get this college football Week 3 kicked off. A tremendous slate of games in both respective leagues. Again, Week 3 of college football houses some incredible matchups, and Week 2 also for the NFL houses some powerhouse games. So it is going to be a crazy week of football. Strap in, get ready, keep your eye open. Watch all the content on my social medias at Brogan Hillman. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Spotify, everything. Come on, guys, you got this. Come on, we're interlinked. Go follow. You already know. It's been Brogan Hillman. I appreciate you guys so much for watching episode 17. Episode 18 going to be out next week on the same time at Wednesday, 12 p.m. That is, if you haven't picked up the time that these episodes drop every week, it is Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Again, I love you all very, very much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week. But most importantly, keep God number 1. I'm out.